Guys and girls, thanks for watching the tech models of business companies. No, the business models of tech companies. I will get that right one day. Today we are talking about Tesla. So if you like Elon Musk, woo! Right. So what is Tesla's business model canvas? Basically, at the moment, it is focusing on a target market of environmentalists and technology fans. So who want cars, because when it comes down to it, Tesla's cars don't accelerate as fast, they don't perform as well as other top of the range cars in their class. What they do very well is have a great environmental and technology impact. So there is a environmental and technology fan base, people who care about the environment, people who don't want global warming, and people who love technology, because the Tesla cars are super advanced and have been market leaders in demonstrating what technology can do. At the moment, Elon Musk is coming up to the limit, if I can do that, of the curve of customer adoption. At the moment, he's possibly coming up to the chasm. Can he get across into the mass market from this fanboy environment to where a Tesla is something that everybody buys? He's got big manufacturing problems. He can't produce cars fast enough, which is stopping him getting across the chasm. But can it get to the point where people consider will go out and buy a Tesla and he will be able to sell millions of cars? How's he going to do that? That is the next question. So what he's offering is he's offering premium electric self-driving cars. Okay, maybe self-driving is a little bit much, but a great deal has been made of the autonomous features of his cars. What's more important, though, is that they are electric. So he's moving away, or Tesla is moving, because it's not just about one guy, however much we want to believe in the great man theory of leadership and change. Tesla is changing the paradigm of cars, which for the past 100 years have said personal movement is powered by petrol. It is not powered by hay or grain in the case of horses, and it's not powered by electricity or steam or anything else. So he's saying, okay, it is way more efficient to get your electricity produced in bulk at a power station, a 5 gigawatt power station, put it into a battery and then release as it is needed, rather than to have a mini power station in your car that burns the petrol to generate the electricity or the mechanical forces to drive the wheels. At the same time, his claim is because it's an electric car, it is way mechanically simpler. Yeah, and thus it will be more reliable and eventually easier and faster to build, because you won't have so many components. The other part of the value proposition is because it is electrically driven hardware, there is vastly more that you can do to it through software controls, through logic controllers that will change the performance. Whereas in a mechanical operating system like an internal combustion engine, once it is built, that is the way that it will stay, except that it will slowly degrade over time as components wear out. With an electrical thing, you can measure the performance of different things and then tweak voltages and resistances to change behavior. And one of the things that Tesla does is every so often they're upgrading the operating system of the cars to provide more performance, more safety, more capability. And so this all goes into this idea of sustainable transport, that you are able to have that personal freedom that the car gives you, but you aren't contributing to the death and the destruction of the planet, and you're able to do it in a technologically friendly way. And this is seen to be super cool. It is the wave of the future, and this concept is one of the real things that is really driving up the Tesla share price, so that it is far more valuable than a company like General Motors or Ford, which has been for around 100 years, Tesla, Toyota as well. It makes far fewer cars, but has more value. Why is that? Because it is seen to be the dream of the future. How does it manage its customer relationships? Okay, so it has sales and service centers where you go in, you buy the cars. I think you're also able to put deposits down online without having seen them for the latest car series. And also you get the remote upgrades of cars. So part of the business model is saying traditionally for a car, you need to go back to the service station on a fairly frequent basis. With Tesla, a lot can be done remotely on the car to address performance issues, to upgrade it with the software, etc. And the channels, obviously, there is an online component, but most of it is direct sales. Traditionally, in the car industry, the big car factories, Ford, Toyota, Mitsubishi, Mercedes-Benz, etc., have always had dealerships so that they franchise out the sales to dealerships who get a particular territory to sell the cars in. Tesla has chosen to control the whole of the value chain so that it is able to control the product, it's able to control the customer service. This means that it has to develop more competencies and capabilities, and everything is more complex, but it is able to deliver a much better customer experience as a result because it controls everything. And where does it make money? It makes money from car sales, it makes money from servicing, and if you listen to some people online, it makes money from taking advantage of Elon's random tweets. So how does it make this happen? That is a brilliant dream, and so many people have bought into it at the moment. However, it's proving harder to deliver on this dream, and this is why there are so many questions about the Tesla valuation. So first of all, is the key activities are the car design and development. Yeah, they've got to come up with great cars that people want to drive, and the evidence is that they have got that pretty right. Manufacturing, yes, this is not a core competency. The core Elon Musk's core competency is in software development and innovation. Car manufacturing is a very mature technology or set of processes. If you think, for example, of the Toyota production system, of all the industrial tools and models that have come out of just one set of manufacturing plants and have changed the world, Kaizen, Kanban, just in time, these have all come out of the car industry. And so it's very difficult to manage a supply chain with tens of thousands of suppliers to get cars assembled quickly and efficiently at a very high level of quality. So this is absolutely critical for Tesla. One of the advantages, of course, is that by going electric, they have been able to simplify it. The question is, have they been able to simplify it enough to be able to produce the volume that they need to do? So the key resources. So obviously you've got Elon Musk. Everything he touches turns to gold, with a few heart racings along the way. So that's pretty crucial. But they also have the car performance data. So with every car going out along the road, they're able to see what's happening. And thus they are able to constantly be updating and improving the cars by remote access. And this also feeds back into the car manufacturing on a real-time basis. So in a typical car manufacturing thing, say Toyota sends its cars out on the road, it will then get feedback from the service centers about what's failing, what are the failure rates, and then over a period of 6 months or 1 year, it will start improving components. Components also go through a longer testing process. With the feedback coming directly from the car into the factory, that feedback can be happening in hours or minutes or days in Tesla's case. And that really reduces the OODA loop for helping them to improve their product. Finally, there is a supercharger network. So rather than plugging the car into your home main electricity switch to charge it, there are some superchargers that will charge the cars very quickly. And Tesla made the decision to go out and build these because there was always the chicken and the egg problem. Do we have the cars but no electricity? Who's going to build the charging centers? More charging centers, means that the car ownership is more attractive. When you put both together, you get a much more virtuous cycle of growth. So the key partners, the battery manufacturers, he's got the Gigafactory out in somewhere in Nevada or Arizona, I can't remember exactly where, which is producing vast amounts of electric power cells. That's now being bought and is part of Tesla, and all the component suppliers, and these are critical. You could possibly mention the various approval authorities to get the car on the road. But those are pretty similar to most people, and certainly Tesla has less of an issue there than the autonomous car people, Google and Waymo and Uber, who are all developing their own autonomous cars from scratch and don't have cars actually out on the road. Tesla is going in a incremental approach, so the regulatory hurdles are not so great. Finally, the cost structure. It is manufacturing, assembly in plants. There is a minimum efficient scale for Tesla to work. As I remember, I think typically for a traditional car company to have a minimum efficient scale is about 500,000 cars a year for it to break even. Anything less than that, there aren't enough cars being produced to cover all the fixed costs of the design, the development, and the manufacturing plant. Is Tesla going to be lower than this because it's electric and it's high tech? Is it going to be higher than this? We're not sure. What we do know is Tesla is making a loss. And finally, there is the cost structure of the R&D. A lot of that should now be sunk as they go into mass market production. So, guys and girls, this is the Tesla business model. I hope that you've understood it. I hope I've covered all the points. If there's anything that you'd like to ask, please ask it down in the comments below. Give me a like and subscribe to the business models of tech companies. I got that wrong twice in the same video. Mama. If you're interested in business models, if you're an entrepreneur or a business looking to change your business models, head over to denis-oakley.com and have a look at the services that I can provide to help you transform your company.